Hello, dear friends, and welcome to this episode. Today we will talk a little bit about Christmas. And in Norway we celebrate the 24th of December, so I will talk mostly today about this day and some reflection I made here about being a diabetic on Christmas. So, it's nice, huh? It's a beautiful day, family, gifts. I really love that day. But it can be a challenge as a diabetic with some parts of Christmas. When we wake up in Norway, for at least most people, I mean, of course, there are differences, but maybe in general, it's very common to get this big Christmas sock. And here, you normally get it filled up with candy. So for a diabetic, the day already starts, with some troubles when you're munching candy and your blood sugar is going to the roof. And of course, for some people that ends when you're 18, and some people you still get this suck for a long time. And there already some trouble. And then with high blood sugar, you go into this big breakfast with a lot of bread, nice breads, and your blood sugar, continues high up there. And then maybe you have a little bit of a break, and then you have cakes, and then you have something called glögg. It's a kind of like very sweet drink, which makes the blood sugar go up even further, at least when you add the raisins, which is grape sugar, and goes directly, into your blood, so it makes it peak even higher. And then it's dinner, and then of course there's a lot of food, and then it's dessert and even more food, and then the cakes again, and in the end your blood sugar is like up there somewhere. So it's definitely not the easiest day, but at the same time, I mean, let's have one day of rest. Let's have a break. Let's have one day a year we don't think too much about having the perfect blood sugar. And that is, of course, my main approach, but at the same time, it can be a stress factor, and you don't want to go around all Christmas thinking about and worrying about your blood sugar going too high, going too low, which is also not nice. So, I mean, there is a balance. For me, what I have done to make it a bit easier is that I don't have too much candy when I wake up, very little or maybe nothing. I normally, for myself, skip breakfast because we don't normally in my family have this common family breakfast. We eat it independently and we have this common lunch. So then will be mostly the first time at Christmas I would eat, and I will eat then this lunch. I of course need to take a little bit more insulin because it's a lot of nice food and you eat then of course more. And then it's normally cake, and again I try to be a bit careful with too much cake, so I have a little bit and maybe some more fruits. We also have a lot of these beautiful tangerines, which are quite popular here. So then it's manageable, it's quite easy, I didn't start out with this huge breakfast and candy, and it spikes, and I still really enjoy, it's not like I'm suffering, but I don't need to worry about my blood sugar. And then for dinner, at least with our type of dinner, we have something called pinnekjøtt, like stick meat would be the direct translation. It's kind of the ribs of the sheep, and it's really tasty. And we also have this kind of tuber called kohlrabi, and I can show a picture because I have no idea about the name in English. And we make this beautiful mash of this kohlrabi, and for me then the potatoes and stuff like that, it's not so important. It's not so important at all. I just want to eat this beautiful meat and this nice vegetable kohlrabi. Yeah? So for me, I just eat much more of that, and I even don't need to take so much insulin. Maybe you have a beer or something like that, or wine, and then you take even less. So it's quite perfect. For dinner, the things I like is the things with less carbs. So that also makes it easier. And then, of course, with the dessert, again, I try to limit a little bit. I'm normally so stuffed from the dinner that I don't want to so much, anyways. And then you open presents, you maybe have a little bit of candy, and it's fine and it's wonderful, you know. I can go out through the day without having too much. And of course, also it's nice to move a little bit, have a little bit of walk. So if it should be like that, I have a meal and my blood sugar spikes, normally I anyways should kind of have a walk. If it's a beautiful day, you know, some sun, not so often here in my city, Bergen, but sometimes there are beautiful days. And also a nice thing, I also remember when I was small, or not small, when I was 25 maybe, I was at my grandmother's house on the eastern side of Norway, Sandefjord, and it was a beautiful sunny Christmas. And I was just sitting in the sun, and that was actually everything I needed. I don't need the presents, all the food, anything like that. Just to be with my family, sitting in the sun on this beautiful winter day. I mean, that was happiness. That was pure happiness. This is the moment from Christmas I think I will remember the strongest of all my Christmases. Not the gifts, but just being with my family, sitting in the sun. It's just everything kind of need. So that's also important to remember, you know, it's about family. It's about the simple things. You will never get happy from tons of gifts. It's nice. And of course, the intention behind the gift is beautiful. But family, just sitting in the sun, it's wonderful. So these are some reflections around Christmas. Maybe make it easier if you're diabetic, you know, lower a bit the carbs, increase maybe a bit more the proteins, the fat, if you have nice Christmas food like we do, which have a lot of proteins and have a lot of fat, or a lot of nice vegetables, some people at least have for Christmas. Have a walk if the blood sugar should go too high, and don't worry too much about it. It's also a day, it should be a little bit fine to not worry too much about it. But the truth is, you will worry if it goes way too high or way too low. So of course there needs to be a balanced approach at Christmas. So I wish you all a wonderful Christmas, and there will come more episodes during the new year, and let's see what it will bring. And have a wonderful Christmas with your family. And I really wish you also this moment of just being with the people you love, with some sun in your face or in front of a fireplace, and just don't think about everything. Just relax, be happy.